So it's like 1 and I got up early, but I'm just getting out of bed and I haven't really done anything except kind of just want to come on camera. Well, here I am on camera. And I need to put these in. I just had to, like, it's crazy because just a little while with the wrong person, the wrong energy around you, even when other things are going supposedly well, they can turn all your energy into something like not as positive, something more on the worry side of the spectrum. So I've been moving away from like trying to convince myself with excitement or like moving to my next task with excitement. Like, I know that might seem boring, but I just would prefer to just do what I'm doing instead of having to build myself up just to get things done, like hyping myself up. I want to be able to calmly move into another thing. So recently, I'm sorry, I'm just hearing this. I was just making sure it wasn't gonna get any closer. I didn't want to yell over it, but so recently I told myself I'm gonna focus on YouTube. I'm gonna post a bunch, as much as I possibly can, and I had this vlog going and I kind of took a break from it, but I know the direction I want to go in, and I was letting myself be like influenced, like getting little side comments and things, and people talking about, oh, do this when you do that, and just they think that they're giving like this constructive criticism, and I'm all for that, but sorry, this thing is so annoying. It's electricity to light stuff, but anyway, I just felt like it was just the wrong time to be receiving that information so early in the journey. Sometimes you really just need to isolate yourself and do your own thing, and especially if you're going to be around people who just think they're so important, like, to your success, but not important like they're going to do something, but important like they know what's going to be next for you. And that's not where my journey is. My journey is more about doing it, following what I need to do, and maybe carving out my own lane. And if it's not successful by someone else's standards, that's okay. But by mine, I'm just gonna be happy if I can get through the posting, and I have a feeling that that's gonna work. And yeah, I'm gonna try and save this hair. I'll probably have to do the ends. I only had this in for a week. So yesterday, I ended up going to the pool for the first time with braids. And it's so funny, people think of braids or anything else like with extra hair in your head as a protective style, because I did not feel protected. That's why I stayed up so late and why I got up late this morning. My hair is not even dry, like especially where my real hair is. Getting my hair wet, I felt like my neck hurts. I can't handle this. I can't really handle any extensions for too long. I mean, they're so pretty. I love these braids, even though I have another video that I didn't upload with the parts. Anyway, yeah, I was listening to somebody, and then on top of that, so I left a job that was really abusive, hateful environment, and I decided to do this and take my time. Like, this is gonna be my main goal, really, like YouTube and my art, and art being one and YouTube being like an auxiliary to that, because I love it. I watch YouTube every day. I want to contribute. And I also was like, well, I got bills. Let me start looking at places that I think would be fun to work, that I would enjoy. And yeah, like, not base my worth on that. Like, I could work anywhere. I went from like those little honorific titles at some stuck up, non-well working workplace to like having a few job offers on the table. And you know what? It's true. Don't talk about them with anyone. Keep shit to yourself. Do you. Do not look to anyone else when you're in the process of creating something and you want it to be yours, like your life story specifically. And especially, like, I'm not trying to emulate someone else's thing, so of course they're not gonna get it. Of course, it's just, Whew. I am, yeah, like the way that I got emotionally drained from all of that. And I had a good day. I actually spent time with someone who I care about, who's very loving and puts a lot of effort into trying to please me and make me feel good. After that, it's just, it doesn't, like, no one can give you your energy. I was talking about that with my sister the weeks before all this, and this is one of my like sisters, I have plenty of them, that we are more on the same more in the same place in our spiritual development. So talking about how people try to take your energy, or not really take, because you can't take it. No one else can use your energy. It's very specific to you. You have a special current. It's like a fingerprint. But they will try and get you to expend your energy out. And the more they can do that, the more they can leave you susceptible to just harm. They might not even realize they're doing it, but having that, having you worn out, and they're still operating with a full tank, or maybe they're empty and worn out too, but the point being that you are on your path in the same way that you could have been. You know, less about worrying about them, what's happening, but it's good to realize that even if they're draining your energy, you know, maybe we think that, like, in the sense of having children, or having someone who's sick, or having a partner, that, oh, I love them, at least, like, I'm being helpful and this energy is being used. And it's not, it's impossible for someone else to use your energy. So it's pointless for you to let your energy be taken and expended for nothing, because it really just, you just want to seem like you're sacrificing for someone else. Anyway, I don't try to do that, but it occurs to me that that's what is attempting to happen. Hold on, someone came downstairs. Okay, I'm back. I'll wash my face. I got a lighter. Ooh, smell like citronella. I got myself something to drink. I'm gonna smudge a little. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna clear out energy. I'm not here to complain. I did make some very costly mistakes, and costly in the way of costing me my time, my energy, my thought as the most important aspect. So to be derailed from thinking about all the ways that I could create a good life and wonderful income for myself, it was not just the people trying to bring me down directly. It was actually a lot of opportunities that people think that they're giving me. Like, this is so exciting. I have this job, I have that. And let me tell you, young people and anyone really, don't look down on anyone in any job, not just because it's trifling to do that, but also because that's an active choice. And I've been offered a few jobs by reputable companies, and there's people working at grocery stores, cashiers, making more money. Like, you being a home manager, it's like they're taking advantage of people's desire to be above other people, or to have that prestige at a company. Like, oh, this is like security, this is great. But really, it's, yeah, really a lot more profit in giving someone a title, putting people beneath them. Okay, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. And I really thought I was gonna be able to do this like one take, but I will be editing, but not like, I'm trying to keep my cohesive conversation just as I'm having it, because I've been sitting here silently, like going back and forth in my head. Anyway, the jobs, like they're draining me, just trying to offer me, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. And it's making me feel like already tired of it. Like, you know what? I didn't want to have a job. I wanted to be able to have some cool, like some freedom. So maybe I'm gonna keep the offers where they're at. I'll do everything I want to do today. And I will go and look somewhere a little less, like, I know, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, less maintenance. Like, I know every workplace comes with something, but somewhere I could just walk. I work at anywhere, really. I don't have any qualms about it. I don't mind hard work. I just don't want to be pressured into a position where they're acting like it's so, like they're doing me a favor. I just don't like that whatsoever. And yeah, and they're not doing stuff right already, asking me for personal information through unsecure like methods, and they want to run your background. They want to do so many things, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta go get a fingerprint appointment to work for you at less money than I made when I was walking people to tables at a restaurant. Like, no. That's why I see like why so many people work in that business, and maybe I will too. Maybe I'll go back to hospitality, like just straight up. Ooh, my stomach. Anyway, I feel better just talking. Like, thank you for being here. Like, I see why, like, people sit there and be like, my besties, I need to come on camera and talk and, you know, be a little vulnerable. Ooh. And it helps, like, just saying it out loud. And not, like, it helps to say it out loud and not really have someone right there directly feeling like they need to contribute to the conversation. And you know what? I have a diary. This is the sole purpose of having a diary for me too. However, with my diary, like, if I'm being tired, and I kind of get built up into going there too. Like today, I plan on meditating for a while, listening to mantras, kind of clearing out my energy, getting this heaviness off my head, like just trying to get back to being very, very comfortable, because I've let myself get uncomfortable in the past couple days. And honestly, it's not just about people being insecure, like trying to bring you down, but there are a lot of people who are insecure that just don't know how to provide you what you might need to get out of that mindset. And yeah, just thinking of, like, yeah, I don't know how things are gonna go or where this next money is coming from, but I have a feeling things are gonna work out, and I don't want to give up on what I've been doing, and I need to keep my head on straight and focus, because yeah, something's gonna come through, something's gonna work out. I don't want to just keep going through the cycle of feeling like I need a job from somewhere else, and then rushing into working somewhere and feeling alienated and stuck. And I know that still has to do with me. It's not a job's fault. But if I feel that happening again, it means that there's something that I need to do and I need to work out. I don't need to, my grip is, okay. I don't need to be avoidant or anything. I don't need to be avoidant by saying like, oh no, I'm not gonna go on this job and I'm gonna run away from this opportunity. But I am gonna allow myself to realize, like, okay, it's not just between this job and this job. Right now, I could say no to them both and wait it out until something more right comes, like the thing that really is going to tick all of my boxes. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, I really wanted to keep this hair in. I really did. Now that I said it out loud, like, I thought I would be making like a 2-hour video talking about all the things that have been going through my mind, and like, oh my God, I'm so stressed, and like, it's gonna be so long, and I hope everybody likes it. And now I'm like, I feel like I recorded for 20 minutes and I'm already at the end of my problems. Going to the pool yesterday was so funny. So we went to the pool. Since my problems are done now, that's all I could really say about them. We went to the pool, and we were there, and I checked the weather before. I checked the time. We got there like 4, and sundown was supposed to be like 8:30 now. So late. And it said like around 6 it would be less sun. We enjoyed like 20 minutes of sun. We got in the water and adjusted. Like, it was like 93 degrees all day. Then all of a sudden it was cloudy. Then it got windy. Then, you know, of course, what's coming next? Rain. So after having the hottest day and working outside, not me, but a person was working outside, we got rained on and we ran and just decided to go get some food. Ended up hanging out, but yeah, that was adventurous and in and of itself, like last minute doing that. Now the other thing that I'm gonna do, which maybe I'll pick up on a little mini vlog after I'm done with my hair, is we're gonna go out to the river and hang out. And I'm gonna bring my art supplies. And I really like that because, like, just, I don't like when people just wanna, it smells so good. It's a peony one. And what is today, Wednesday or Thursday? Let me see. I can't see. Okay. But yeah, sometimes I feel like people just, especially when it's a male, just want to say, let's hang out. And, you know, being a beautiful single woman, but also being like to where I'm not interested in having any intimacy with anyone. It's paramount that you plan away from those things because everyone has desires. So I don't like to just think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trust them. We're just gonna hang out and shoot, can I even trust myself? Especially I'm attracted to that person or anything else. Also, this looks like it would make a really cute ponytail, like if I ever wanted to do. I don't usually do that, but if I can't re-braid with it because it's so tangled. And I didn't dip the ends, it just tapered off, so I left it and it ended up wrapping around itself. So like I was saying, I hate when people just like, oh, let's hang out. But this, my friend called me, and he is a male. I was gonna say that, and but yeah, I like him. But I don't like hanging out, like just coming over to my place or whatever. I want to know that we'll do something. Like, do you know what interests me? And it's not like I leave it up to that person, but if I invite someone out, I try and make it about their interests and, I mean, common sense. So he was really sweet and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go and I think I will do some fishing. And if you want to come and paint or anything, you can come too. So I'm gonna go and paint. I'll probably edit this video. It's not very far, but maybe sit on the side and edit this video kind of quietly while I'm in nature. Bring my little good headphones and then paint, finish some painting. But yeah, I feel like I also, like all this coming, I don't know if it was all this coming, but noticing like changes hormonally and like how I'm thinking and being upset, being sensitive, or like being prone to overthinking during this time has to do with like PMSing as well. And like, I think people say PMS and like really mean like on the rag, but this is like seriously a good week and a half before you actually start the menstruation phase that the hormones go crazy. And I remember being on like one of these birth controls that I'm not on birth control now. I'll never get back on it again. Because I was like basically forced birth control at a time when I was really sensitive in college, and I didn't have any clue about it, how it worked, what it did, but whatever it was, did not work with my chemistry. It was, I'll tell you what it was Yaz, and it did not work with my chemistry at all, and I would find myself like a far expanded version, excuse me, of how I'm feeling right now, and I could cry just imagining that level of pressure and self-criticism and hurt when a 19-year-old or like just an 18-year-old, like practically child, you know, women mature quick and everything, but still, like for me, I'm still like that, but like my baby girl, me, going through just like 10 times as much of a hormonal craziness than I'm experiencing right now while in college, trying to figure myself out, having like massive problems with my home life, my family life. Like at that time, I was single-handedly taking care of like all of the nurturing needs, like I had done most of my life for my family. And that's not, you know, now like as an adult, I say my family, and I'm thinking of like, you know, my children I'm giving birth to and my husband. And no, my family at that time was the family my mother, my father created for the most part. And them just not being there in the ways that we needed them to be there. And I love them both, but I love me enough to acknowledge like that person that I was, how strong and amazing I was to go through that, and how I was in the right place at the right time to get away from that just level of dysfunction. Like not just my family, but so with the birth control thing, when I say 10 times like more intense feelings, like I mean, I started this video talking about being in my head and feeling this influence on things, and honestly, yeah, maybe I'm a little paranoid too, because I'm trying to pinpoint it. I'm like, dang, it's gotta be a reason. It's gotta be a reason. Who is it? What is it? Is this your job? Is this, you know? Because next week, maybe I'm gonna feel completely different. I'm gonna feel re-energized again. But telling myself like, hey, it's okay. Whatever you wanna do is fine, is a great way of coping with that until that time comes. I'm not gonna hold myself to anything. But anyway, like talking to myself, really that's what it was about. Like even what I'm doing now, like technically I'm not talking to myself. This is actually more productive than what I was doing, which was being in my head talking to myself. So, and this is sweetgrass. I got this at the Cherokee Indian Reservation. It's in the Smokies. It's beautiful. But yeah, talking to myself to it, like now it bothers me the moment it starts. Like I've been on 2 days of it, maybe 20 minutes each day that I sat there and had this nagging voice in my head and trying to propel me towards worry. When I was on that birth control, it was like that was my voice. That was like the internal voice that was overpowering all the time in my head, bringing me just every issue. Like everybody wants to fight you. Everybody doesn't like you. And it wasn't just saying things. I would be having full-blown conversations and like made up scenarios. Like, and it's funny seeing like people talk about things on TikTok and shit, and Instagram and YouTube, of course, and me wanting to be like, hey, that's not normal. like that happened to me before, get some help, or like not trying to provide medical advice, but hey, something could be going on. That's not what you should be doing. Like literally, oh my God. And thinking it's just from watching Bad Girls Club. Like that was so big. We were like the Bad Girls Club generation. Like I had a friend who was literally obsessed with trying to get on that show. I'm like, the whole thing you'd be doing, like as watching it, be like, oh my God, if that was me, I would, oh my God, wouldn't have been me. Knowing damn well I would have got beat up. I'd have been crying every day. They so mean. I had a slick mouth though. But it wouldn't have been me. I was too young. But I remember seeing that show for the first time and being like, oh, so like it's a competition. Something's gonna happen. What's the point? But at that point, I didn't even understand real world. I was like, so they're just here? Like you just put them in a house? Wait for them to fight each other? Like the Bad Girls Club, they didn't even get jobs or anything. I never watched Real World. I thought it was boring. Anyway, I love True Life though. Look at me, still being psychotic. Off topic. But I remember the topic was that birth control, being in the right place at the right time. I have a point. I will get to it. But we're here, we're having a good time, so let's chat. So I would be in the shower. That was my favorite. Have a psychotic moment talking to myself. And this is psychotic, like having like delusions, like having like making shit up in my mind, like making problems out of thin air. And honestly, like, yeah, my personal relationship suffered, but it wasn't like I was out there, like no one would have known. I was completely normal for the time. Like, and I bet as crazy as people are now, I would have been even more normal and accepted, you know, smoking, drinking, and delusional. So I was just remember sitting, and maybe it's more potent for me because I'm not naturally supposed to have any mental illness. I'm a very stable person, but just being on that birth control, I just noticing myself doing these things that I never did before. I would be in the shower, just straight like I just remember opening my eyes once and that would be me arguing with myself. I know if you've been there, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm sitting here just imagining it and not saying it, so my bad. But I'd be sitting there arguing with like an imaginary person, like, oh, if this scenario happens, this is what I would do, and this is how I do. Like freaking Robert De Niro, Taxi Driver, like, you talking to me? You talking to me? And that part of that was like the trauma of going from like very prestigious schools, small classrooms, very like Americana culture, to like straight going to the hood and being like a deer in the headlights. You know, you're that little, you know, non-black, non-white girl who, you know, you think you might be black until you get around them. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. For them, it's a very specific criteria. Now, I don't even say that about myself, just from being in those situations. Fine, take it. I don't need any labels. I don't believe in race in any way, shape, or form. But culturally, it was a huge culture shock. And like building up to being in these situations where people were fighting physically every day, people were getting killed, people were dealing with extreme traumas all around me, coming to school and then taking it out on each other. Then to go into college in an inner city place and had great health care. I went to this really prestigious women's health center for my first gynecological exam, because that's what they say, you're supposed to go and do that, and get shoved pills. So not too long after, a few months later, to being in the shower, just having mental breakdowns, being like, and then I was getting fat, like I was gaining all this weight. And it honestly, now that I actually have weight on me, like I am near, like I know how I gain weight. Like it's muscle and fat all weaved together. I'm nearly 190 pounds. I'm 5'9". I'm not a small person. Back then, I went from probably 150, and for 150 for me, I was a size 02. Like, I was very small. My waist was 24 inches still. Very, very small. Just muscular, dense frame. I played sports. To being like, putting on 10 pounds in a month, 2 months. I thought, oh, I'm smoking, I'm eating. But now I see that was not just, wait, I wonder if I can find it. Okay, right here, I have it. That was not just weight, like fat. It was bloating and like water retention from like having those hormonal issues. And all of a sudden I started noticing dark marks here. They're gone from right there. But let me see if I can get my foot. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but this was like, when I feel it, it's indented. I started to get these veins that were very visible and bulging, like something was going on with my blood pressure. And I still, to this day, I don't know where that comes from. I mean, I know where it came from, like how it happened, but I lost what I was doing. But I just thought, wow, like I'm getting fat. This is what happens when I get fat. Like behind my legs was hurting. My feet were always on fire. And this is just 10 pounds. Like I had not been like 0 my whole life, like as in a woman. I know that's still young, but I was just the tiny one. I was so small. And my face was puffy. So it was a huge transition, and it was very hard to go through, like my clothes not fitting one week to the next. So I'm noticing all these things happening. I feel like, you know what, maybe at some point I didn't have any friends. I was walking to the dining area, like there's called the Compass at the school I was going to, and it's like, you know, every college has that courtyard area. So I go and sit down, and I'm by myself. For some reason, I'm not even on my phone. I'm not journaling because I picked that up later. I was probably just talking to myself. Whew, never did that before in my life. And I never looked at other people and like projected what I thought they were thinking about me in their head. I was never like, I never assumed people didn't like me. I never was looking at someone else was doing and be like, ugh, nasty. And honestly, that is kind of a thing that I noticed happen a little bit more during puberty. Like puberty hit me very normally. I would say hard, but I felt the progression up towards like being a woman and having that self-consciousness kick in, because I was such a tomboy and I didn't care about beauty or comparing myself. I was not competitive, and I ended up having this friend that was, anyway, I'll get back to that another time because that's a whole nother story. But I was sitting there at the Compass, and I just overheard this girl saying, oh my God, yeah, so-and-so, we talk about another friend, these two people, she went nuts, and like she had all these issues, and so this girl starts going over all my symptoms, and then my ears, like it was like one of those flashbang grenades went off. She said, yes. she was on Yaz. It messed her up. And I was like, oh my God. Like all these things she said, talking like psychosis and weight gain and making people crazy. And problems with your vein, like circulation and that anxiety. I could have died. I was not in my right mind. And I was medicating myself with liquor. And it was like, from that point on, I never took it again. And it was even worse was I wasn't having sex with anyone. So, and even if I did, like, never unprotected. And I could say that now. I feel like, what is it for? Because, like, like teaching young women that that's something okay to do, like letting somebody inside of you, and your only real, like, your main risk is pregnancy. Pregnancy is a blessing. And I'm not saying like everyone should do it. It's for everyone, like that it's not. But even if it's the wrong time and wrong person, whatever it is, it's life. It's what we came here to do. So we're living beyond just any reasonable purpose. And I'm completely pro whatever the hell you want to do, but just like the thinking that is implanted on young women by people with an agenda. So I let a doctor, and I should have known. She gave me a big, probably like this big, this like a regular paper bag. Let me not do that. A regular paper bag that was like this fat and wide and thick on the side, full of birth control. Guess how much? Free. I didn't even know that's how prescriptions work. She passed me birth control in the office and said, yeah, take this. I didn't know that they did, like, they gave doctors medication and told them to give it to people. Like, she didn't, I just remember seeing the ads for Yaz. It was like pink, girly, bright, like, yeah, this is for people who struggle with PMDD or like extreme PMS. I never had that. I never even had crazy cramps. And when I tell you, I stopped taking it from that day forward, and it took me, I would say 2 years to recover. 2 years to get back to like even just normal, like shit. And I haven't had problems with anyone since. Like, it was like waking up out of a cloud and being like, oh my God, these are people I've been around. Like, and I'm really a calm person. As I look down, like, I'm being honest, I'm a calm person. I'd be at a party even before that or even right after. And my natural state is to like go somewhere by myself and just relax. Like, maybe like, oh, you're trying to be this and then you trying to be fancy and that. And I had a lot of little quick comebacks that I had saved up where I'd be like, no, if something happened, I'm over here. I'm on my lonesome. I'm good. So I'd be that girl at the pool party, laid out on a bench by herself. Never the one anyone's jumping to throw into a pool or no. I didn't have no bays at the party. I was just not interested. And, you know, I wasn't trying to be cool, but that's who I am. And I guess, like, despite this delicate look I can have, and, like, I do still love, like, super girly stuff. I'm definitely, like, that mix of girly grunge. Because, yeah, I guess a Gwen Stefani is the best way of putting it. Like, I love the Harajuku Ganguru styles. I don't go crazy with like makeup or going overboard, but like all those more kind of rock, urban culture, underground, kind of blending in these cool fashions. That's so me. But yeah, I think I still admire myself for being able to be me when I didn't really have much encouragement, like, or I didn't think so. I'm completely oblivious to when people are into me and like have like an interest. You have to be really direct. Even as friends, like, I would be so so shocked, like coming from my job and like leaving. I was working, and I'd be leaving for work, out of work, and this girl would be like, she's so sweet. She's one of my best friends now, and she was like, "Oh, hold on, wait." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna walk with you to the train." And I was like, "Oh," and we hadn't had any real conversation yet. And then the other girl like, "Yeah, yeah, hold on, I'm gonna come too." And just like finally like building that relationship, like we were all so sweet and so cool. Like I just being around them, where they would be like calling me before they got on the train, or like, "Oh, I'll be there in a few minutes, wait for me to go in," and wait. And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so funny. Like, are we friends, or do we just become friends?" Because I don't really try, I guess, and I could do more of that, but it just kind of happens for me. Like, I just end up like, "Oh, we cool, yeah, okay, yeah, I got a bestie now." But I'm so fortunate to have these like really bubbly, vivacious girls, just good people, great moms, and I miss them. Maybe that's where I'll focus on, like traveling and seeing these people I care about, instead of just trying to laser focus in on any job or anything. Anyway, yeah. Oh my gosh, besties. I got some new besties. And just like talking to this to you guys out there, it's like seriously helping me so much. And now I see why people are like, "Oh, makeup therapy, this, that." Maybe I'll do that next. But I have other videos that I wanted to give some more thought and production value to, that I haven't done, like these beautiful contacts from Moody. Give me this case. And I have yet to edit and posted that. And yeah, I got so off track. I have a cute videos from my birthday and everything. Like, don't let people come into your stuff trying to make it their stuff. And I can help you so much. And I was like, okay, like help me. Like what's going on? What should we do? And they got all these clever ideas, and then where they at? Too busy. So yeah, we'll get there eventually, maybe. I mean, clearly it'll get better in time, but up until that point, we're here. We're where we're at. We're at the just talking, no over the top music, production value. Amazing. Look at us. We got a light. We got a candle. We got some smudge sticks. No hair and makeup. We're de-hairing and makeup. But yeah, just stay on yours. And if you're thinking about it, just do it. And the funny part is, like, I don't watch people's vlogs and think like, "Oh, it needs to be more exciting. More needs to be happening. More needs to go on. Why are you not going out?" Like, I'll watch people just spend their time at home. It's not about just overstimulation. I'm the type of person who I'm gonna put on my favorite vloggers and I'll be doing my dishes. Like, I'm a woman. Maybe, I mean, anyone who's in touch with their feminine energy. And I could be the most macho, straightest man too. Because you do have to have a balance. Can sit and like realize Like, no, not all the time will I do that. And I can be quiet and silent too, and just listen. And kind of getting into that listening mode helps me soften up quite a bit, just listening to a vlog and not having anything to say, like, versus having an active conversation. And me and my sister will get on the phone and talk for 4 or 5 hours straight. And if you like just those days of like endless 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, 6-way conversations me and my friends would have on the landlines, and then eventually on our cell phones, like, okay, who's calling Crystal? Okay, who's calling Tiffany? And prank calling. Like, I see why. Like, we've always been the same. Like, yes, it's a method has changed in doing it, but we always been the same. Like, and wanting to hear other people's voices and feel like we're connecting. My little bangs, scrunched up bangs. So I know that even having a little chat like this is valuable. So I got everything off my chest. I'm gonna smudge for you too, darling. And if you're here, I feel like you might have needed to hear this message that you're on the right track. You're where you're supposed to be. You have every resource that you'll ever need right between your 2 ears. It's behind your eyes, my Umi would say. And we're here. I'm so glad that you're here. We're just gonna cleanse and take some deep breaths. Honestly, that felt so good. I felt like I finally relaxed. And if you want any if you relate to any of this, I hope you can stay for a while. I'm putting out content every week, maybe 2 times a week. I'm gonna have a weekly vlog back up, hopefully one by the end of this week as well. I know that's lofty, but it's back to work. I'm gonna stop putting my work into other people and responding to them on their schedules. It's back to me. Okay. I hope you got something from that. Much love. See you later. Thank you so much for coming and watching. Please like and comment if you have any questions, if you've been through some of these same things. And I'll see you next time. Bye.